Sometimes I genuinely just wonder like what's the point of this life? I know maybe like I'm just somebody that I like to think about like the big picture because sometimes I look at this our day to day life and usually it as cliche as it sounds, it's almost as if we actually live in a matrix and you just wonder like what's not the whole point of this matrix, what's the whole point of this things. There was this one video my friend showed me a few days, I think it was yesterday or so. He basically showed me Lagos, Nigeria, I think like 50 years ago, and it looks like completely different to what it is today. But the thing I couldn't just stop thinking about was every single person I saw in that video and that picture, they are basically all dead now. They all no longer exist, and even the few that are alive, they are all going to be old as fuck. So it's basically like they are dead, and everything they did doesn't really matter. Every like no matter how rich they were, how poor, how happy, how sad, how good or how bad, how like pleasant their life was or how terrible it was, like it doesn't even matter. They just all went. It's still another thing, like maybe you go and buy this piece of land and you're like, yes, this is my land, I bought this land. But if you actually think about it, maybe 50 years ago, somebody still bought that land. I was like, yes, this is my land and I bought this land. Another 50 years ago, maybe somebody here he inherited it from his father and he's like, yes, this is my land. And if you just keep thinking about it and you that yeah, oh, this is my land, another 50 years again or 100 years, you probably won't be alive to see your land, or somebody else is going to buy it or inherit it or be like, yes, this is my land. Sometimes I just wonder like what's the whole point of this human race. And I don't want these videos to be too long and too deep and too philosophical and all that, but especially when we start to look at heaven, hell, and all that. Yes, I'm a Christian, I believe in God and stuff. But sometimes I just think like, what if you just don't want to play this game? What if you don't want to play this game of life, of being a human being? And because the crazy thing is like, you don't necessarily ask to be born. You just get born into this world, and once you are born as a human being, you are basically started playing the game of life. And what if you just don't want to play this game? Like, can you just quit? Can you just exit? Because only if you quote unquote decide to commit suicide, there's heaven and hell and everything, and you end up going to hell. And like, what if you just don't want to partake in any of this? What if you just don't want any of this? So, but life is actually very meaningless. Sometimes it's like I just keep wondering. But I'll still get to this. But I just keep wondering, like, so within the next like maybe 60 years now, 50 years, 70 years, 80 years, I probably won't exist anymore. And every single thing I'm doing right now, the videos I'm making, the school I'm going to, the money we are chasing, the beaches or whatever, like, is it won't even matter. To be as if it never even happened. And that's the crazy part, is there will almost be no evidence to even prove that it happened. The only evidence that will be there is just stuff like maybe writings or pictures or videos or stuff like that. It's just I don't maybe many people don't find it, like many people don't care, but I just usually find it like fascinating. Just like, so what's I just always wonder, so what's not like the point? Like, why are we not here? Why do we exist? Like, what's the point of this whole matrix? But I still feel like it's also a good thing with Star, because since we are basically going to die, like since the time is limited and there's basically no meaning, you cannot give your life meaning. Now, in this my short few years of existence, and that's not another thing. Many times we think we live for the next 60 years, next 70 years, the next 50 years, the next 30 years, and you could literally die tomorrow. I know many people, talking from experience, and I know, okay, maybe not too many, but at least I know up to 3 people that have died before they even turn 20. So you thinking, maybe, oh, I'm just going to turn 30. Like, of course, there's a very high chance you're most likely not going to die, but at the same time, you don't know. But like I was saying, I just feel like it's also still has advantage, because now that okay, my life here is short, and everything I do won't matter at the end of the day, and every single thing right now it looks as if I'm going to live forever and there's going to be time, but it's all just going to pass away like it's never even happened. So now that I'm right here, right now, I can just do basically what means a lot to me. Like I can give this meaningless existence meaning, and I feel like that's like a beautiful thing because like when you just kind of start to look at it from that optimistic light, it permits you to create a life worth living. Like it's not, it doesn't look, because it's like you might see two lenses you can look at it from. Like what's the point of doing anything when you're going to die at the end of the day? At the same time, like the other lens is like that's the exact point of doing everything or anything because you're going to die at the end of the day. Because if we're never going to die, then like what's now actually the point? You're assuming we're just going to live forever, then there will actually be no point in trying to live. There will be no point in trying to experience life. There will be no point in trying to do as much as you can with the little time you are given. Well, yeah, I feel like we should just live like we should just try to live more meaningful lives. We should just try to do more stuff with ourselves and just realize that this whole matrix, this whole life thing, this game is all just very temporary. Very, very, very temporary. You can even just see it in your day-to-day life. Like just literally think of just a little while ago, something that was like normal and every single day, and right here, right now, that thing is just like you basically just never live that existence again, that experience again. Like it's just so far gone that it's as if it's never even happened. So yeah, nobody's probably going to watch this video, or maybe one or two people. Well, I just feel like we should start to take our lives more like seriously. We should start to try to make them more meaningful rather than spending all the little time we have, the temporary time we have on stupid activities like just wasting time and just existing. We should try to spend our time actually living because it's like it will just make life better. It is our short life here. It will be a lot more it will be a lot less meaningless than it already is.